Hello YouTubers, this is the True World 101 here. Today I'm going through my Infernity deck profile. So I'm playing XYZ Infernities because I just find this much more consistent build than Synchro Infernities, and it just works better. So I play one Armageddon Knight and one Dark Grapha. I play one of each just because sometimes you have that cloggy hand where you need Grapha to get rid of one of the cards in your hand. And I play, and they're both obvious. You can use them to send either, well, it depends on what you're doing. You send either Infernity Archfiend or you send Siege Reaper Toll. There are occasions when you gotta send Necromancer, but that's rare, in my opinion. I don't see a scenario where you would summon a monk. And then you have Summon a Monk. And then you have Infernity Archfiend. This is a basic structure of the deck. When you draw him and you have no other cards in your hand, you can reveal him, special summon him. And when he's special summoned, not even by this way, but when he's special summoned by any way whatsoever, you can add one Infernity card from your deck to your hand as long as you have no cards in your hand. So you can add Infernity Barrier, Infernity Break, Infernity Necromancer, another Archfiend, whatever. Necromancer is really good too. When his normal summon, it is changed to defense position. While you have no cards in your hand, this card gives the following stats. Once per turn, you can special summon one Infernity monster from your graveyard except the Infernity Necromancer. So you summon Necromancer, you have this in your graveyard, you special summon Archfiend, you activate Archfiend's effect, you add, let's say, a Break or a Barrier, and then you have a good back row support to keep you alive for next turn and attack. Siege Street Patrol, you need to play 2 in the XYZ version. With the Synchro version, you can get away with 1. But in the XYZ version, I can really feel you gotta play 2. So basically what it does, the first part of its effect doesn't really matter. The second part is what you use. You banish this card from your graveyard, special summon a 1 type monster with 2,000 and less attack from your hand. This is often used to summon Infernity Archfiend, or to use this effect, or to summon Necromancer when you've already used your normal summon and you have some reason, and you want to go into Levier, or you want to special summon your Archfiend, another Archfiend. 2 Summon a Monk. This is really great. For the really cloggy hands, you can just add this in a cloggy monster hands, and summon Dark Grapha, and then use Grapha's effect. If not, you can go for Armageddon Knight, use Armageddon Knight's effect, or you can even go for Archfiend, if you want to. And after that, you can go for Lavavo Chain, which is the thing that makes the XYZ deck possible. And I'll go into that after I get down there. 1 Book of Moon. I just really like Book of Moon. It allows you to stop your opponent's play. Say they're going for a Synchro, you Book of Moon one of their monsters, and they're just in big trouble. And they just can't go for the Synchro. And it messes up their whole plan. 1 Infernity Launcher. This card is broke. Its first effect, which you rarely ever use, but you occasionally use, once per turn you can summon 1 Infernity monster from your hand to the graveyard. And then the second effect is totally broken. If there are no cards in your hand, you can send this card to the graveyard to select up to 240 monsters in your graveyard and special summon them. So you send this to the graveyard, special summon an Archfiend and a Necromancer. The one thing I like to point out when I'm doing this right though, you can't special summon 2. If you special summon 2 Archfiends, you only get 1 Search, because it has to have no cards in your hands to activate and to resolve it. So you summon both, one of them activates, you add one, and then the other one resolves, and you have a card in your hand, so you can't resolve the second one's effect. So you only get 1 Search if you summon 2 Archfiends now. I just like to make that clear. And then instant fusions, so you can go into Wake 4s or Wake 3s, and it's a spell card with this for Summon a Monk. Monster Reborn, pretty obvious. Monster Reborn, anything. Monster Reborn is always a good card, basically, in most decks that run any kind of graveyard. Mystical Space Typhoon and 3 Night Beam. See, I don't like Spell and Traps. This is a very combo deck, and you don't want them stopping. Because if they stop banishing your cards and they stop stopping your plays, once they stop your play, you basically lose. That's why Effect Veil kills this deck. Like, you go into the level chain and you're about to get your play off and they Effect Veil your level chain, you basically lose the game if they can get rid of that 1800 beat on their turn. And I don't play Heavy Storm, because with this deck you want to have no cards in your hand to get off Archfiend's and Necromancer's effect, as well as the 2 traps and Launcher. And so you're going to be setting all your cards, so you don't want to play Heavy Storm when you have pretty much always going to have this a set card, considering you're playing 14 traps, 14 spells which you're setting, unless you have Summon a Monk and you know. Upstart Goblin, it basically makes the deck 137 cards. It makes it a little more consistent. I love playing Upstart Goblin in any decks that can, plus it's a target for Summon a Monk. 2 bottomless. I really like bottomless. It just banish it. It gets other cards. Problem cards. 2 Call of the Haunted. I want 2 Call of the Haunted because I just think it's necessary to bring back. You bring back your Archfiends and you get the effects. You switch. 2 Compulse. Compulse is just too good not to want 2. I'd probably want 3 if I had room. I definitely want 3 if I had room. With the Zekdry Z format, it's amazing. And Gimmick Puppets, and the 2 new cards that are coming out, decks that are coming out, are getting a lot of support. Chromalies and Gimmick Puppets are getting a lot of support. And they're both XYZ formatted, so you can pulse their monsters. Plus, you can pulse Draco Sack, a Big Eye. You can pulse basically anything. 3 Infernity Barrier. I think this card's amazing. It's basically when an opponent activates a spell track card, a monster effect, where you control a face-up position like position of 4D monster, which was going to be Archfiend because you're never really going to have Necromancer in attack. And you have no cards in your hand. Negate the activation, and if you do, destroy the card. So you can negate a spell card, a trap card, or a monster effect, and then destroy it. So that gives them real problems with getting anything on the field that can attack over him. Then you can negate anything that would get something on the field that can attack over him. Infernity Break's just as good. Activate if you have no cards in hand. Select 1 Infernity card in the graveyard and remove from play. Select 1 card your opponent controls and destroy it. Make sure you realize that it's 1 Infernity card, it's not a monster. If it was a monster, it would be a lot worse. But it's a card. So after you use the Launcher, you can banish Launcher to use this and destroy 1 card on the field. You can banish a Barrier you already used, or you can just banish another Break that you've used. And then the 2 Solemns, I pretty much guess they explain. The extra deck, I want Dark Flare Dragon and Flame Ghost as Dark Fire Dragon and Flame Ghost as my 2 instant fusion targets, just so I can go into quick crises. Livia the Sea Dragon, he's good at bringing back Caesar Street Patrol after you banish him to use his effect. And since you have 2, it's pretty easy to get 2 Necromancers on the field. You can go off of him. The Zen Mains you only go off when you're really losing and you just have Necromancers and you just need to stall out. Diamond Direwolf's really important in this deck because sometimes you want to get your Archfiends that you have on the field back into the graveyard so you can bring them back to the field and get their effects again. Plus, this deck doesn't have any real strong monsters. The strongest monster you're probably going to bring out ever is Diamond Direwolf that can attack. Maybe Gen Nightpool, but you're never really going to bring him out. So Diamond Direwolf, all your monsters are basically 1800 attack. Your main monsters, Laval Chain, Lavea, and Archfiend are all 1800 attack. So, yeah. And you destroy himself, destroy 1 monster, and you go through it. You need to. Get Cowboy. This is just for the extra 1 damage if you need it. And sometimes you need that extra attack to attack over a strong monster. Gem Nightpool. Get rid of Evil Swarms. And it's just the strongest attack monster I can get out. Plus, it's immune to Fiendish Chain, which is a good thing too. 2 Laval Chains. Now, this is really good. If you don't know what it does, you can attach 1 card, send 1 card from your deck to your graveyard, which you'd send. And for the Archfiend or 1 Prestigious Street Patrol, so you can banish and special summon. And you discard 1 card. And then, or you can choose 1 monster from your deck and place it on top of your deck. You can do this, so you can just top deck an Archfiend, and then the next turn you draw an Archfiend, you reveal, you special summon, and you still have it normal summoned, and you already got a special summon it, and then Infernity switch off. It's good for setting up next place. Mace Stroke, I don't think you can play a deck that can make Wing Force without playing Mace Stroke. He's just too good. Shockmaster, he's not too hard to go in when you go into the Levio play, and you bring out Stygian, and you can go Stygian and 2 Archfiends pretty easily for Shockmaster. And Shockmaster just kills certain decks. Spellbooks, Dragon Wars just kills. And then there's this new card that I added to this deck, Crazy Box. I'm not really going to explain what it does. I'll go into it in another video when I'm going into new cards. And then I play 1 Photon Pillar Operative. This is, of course, to flip, is just to make it so I can attack into defensive monsters. And I like Photon more than Black Shippercorn. I'll explain that in another video when I start getting into. I'm going to do another series where I to compare 2 cards, like for example, Deep Prison, Compulse, Photon Pillar Operative, Black Shippercorn, cards that have similar uses, if not uses, than in similar scenarios. So that's the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, like, favorite, subscribe.